I'm Jacob. Oh, I'm not Jacob. I'm Al, and I'm playing Jacob in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. It's a great little play about Joseph from the Bible. So, I'm making this video in an effort to explain a little bit about the people that we portray in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. I hope it helps you to view these characters as historic figures rather than fictitious characters. So let's get started. First, Jacob. Jacob's grandfather was Abraham, the father of multitudes. He was married to Sarah, who was barren. So Abraham's had a son with Sarah's maid, Hagar. Their son's name was Ishmael. From Ishmael came the Ishmaelites. We have 3 of those, I think, in this play. Well, God promised Abraham and Sarah that they would have a son, even though Sarah was 90 years old and Abraham was 100. Sarah laughed when the angel came and told them. Well, their son was born a year later. They named their miracle baby Isaac, which means laughter. Isaac married Rebekah. They had twin boys. Esau was born first, and then Jacob came out holding Esau's heel. Jacob means heel catcher or leg puller. Jacob cheated his brother Esau out of his birthright inheritance. I don't know, but maybe that's why lying to someone is sometimes called pulling their leg. Not only was Jacob a liar, but he was also lied to. He was lied to by his father-in-law. That's an interesting story you should read. And as you know, he was lied to by his sons. One more thing about Jacob. Then we'll look at the wives and the brothers. So what's up with that line in Joseph in the song Joseph and Sons? He was also known as Israel. Was Jacob named after a country? No. The country was named after Jacob. Kind of. To make a long story short, Jacob wrestled with God, or God in the form of a man, all night long. In the morning, Jacob wouldn't let go unless God would bless him. Well, God did bless him, but he also touched Jacob's hip, which caused Jacob to have a lifelong limp. God gave Jacob his new name, Israel, which means he struggles with God. So here's the thing about the wives. It's probably more accurate to call them the mothers of brothers, because Jacob actually had only 2 wives, Leah and Rachel, and they were sisters. Things got a little messy back in those days. Leah bore 7 children, 6 boys and 1 girl named Dinah. Rachel, Jacob's favorite wife, had only 2 sons. If you're keeping count, that's only 8 brothers. Here's where it gets even messier. Leah's servant girl, Zilpah, bore 2 of Jacob's sons. That makes 10 brothers. Finally, Rachel's servant Bilhah also had 2 sons, rounding off to an even dozen. You'll notice that there were only 4 wives. That's wives in quotation marks, bearing children. And we'll soon see that Rachel died in childbirth. So there were only 3 living mothers of brothers. In our show, we have 6 wives So I assume that Jacob chose the additional 3 wives simply because of their beautiful singing voices. Don't you think? Yeah, it's a decision with which I completely agree. So let's check out the brothers in order from oldest to youngest. Reuben, which means, for he has seen my misery. Eldest son of Jacob and Leah. He was the founder of the Israelite tribe of Reuben. Simeon, which means one who hears, was the second son of Jacob and Leah, and the founder of the Israelite tribe of Simeon. Levi, which means attached, was the third son of Jacob and Leah, and the founder of the Israelite tribe of Levi, and the great-grandfather of Moses and Aaron. Judah, which means praise, was the fourth son of Jacob and Leah. He was the founder of the Israelite tribe of Judah, and, by extension, he is the source of the word Jew. Judah's lineage led to the house of David, and eventually to Jesus himself. Dan, which means he has vindicated, is the fifth son of Jacob, but the first son of Rachel's servant Bilhah. He was the founder of the Israelite tribe of Dan. Naphtali, which means my struggle, he's the sixth son of Jacob and the second son of Rachel's servant Bilhah. He was the founder of the Israelite tribe of Naphtali. Gad, which means good fortune, was the seventh son of Jacob and the first son, the first son of Leah's servant Zilpah. He was the founder of the Israelite tribe of Gad. Asher, which means happy, is the eighth son of Jacob and the second son of Leah's servant Zilpah. He is the founder of the Israelite tribe of Asher. Issachar, which means reward, was the ninth son of Jacob and the fifth son of Leah. He is the founder of the Israelite tribe of Issachar. Zebulun, which means honor, is the 10th son of Jacob and the 6th and final son of Leah. He is the founder of the Israelite tribe of Zebulun. Joseph, which means may he add, was the 11th son of Jacob and the first son of his favorite, Rachel. He did not lead an Israelite tribe, but with his wife Asenath, he had two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, who led the tribes of Ephraim and Manasseh. Finally, there's Benjamin, which means son of my right hand. He's the 12th son of Jacob and the second son of Rachel. Rachel died in childbirth after naming her son Ben-Oni, which means son of my trouble. Jacob renamed him Benjamin. He founded the Israelite tribe of Benjamin, which was later absorbed into the tribe of Judah. Did you get all that? So, there's a couple more characters in the show. Potiphar. He's pretty well described in the play. He was the captain of Pharaoh's guard, and he's the guy that bought Joseph from the Ishmaelite traders. He promoted Joseph to a high position Then he threw Joseph into prison because of false charges by his wife. And finally, Pharaoh. Pharaoh's the title given to all Egyptian kings between approximately 1500 BC and 500 BC. I couldn't find any agreement on exactly which Pharaoh was which in power during the events that occurred during the play Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. The ancient Pharaoh is defined as an absolute monarch, supreme commander of the armies, chief justice of the royal court, and high priest of all religion. It's interesting to note that every morning Pharaoh would break the seal to wake up the statue of the sun god. Thereby, he caused the sun to rise. The Egyptian belief was that without Pharaoh, the sun would not rise. So, that's a brief look at Jacob's family and other characters in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Most of the information mentioned here is from the very beginning section of the Bible, the book of Genesis. I hope this helps you to understand a little bit about who your character is and how they were related to each other in some crazy fashion. So, hey, break a leg. We'll see you at the theater.